Thank you for joining us this evening for this virtual Rising Ninth Grade registration orientation. We recognize that we have many of our current eighth grade students and families who are joining us tonight. And I want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much for an excellent year. Thank you for making BASA what it is. We have a great group of students, and they are most definitely the center of our school. They have allowed BASA to take on a personality that has quickly become one known for acceptance, for kindness, for integrity, and all sorts of other really great things. So thank you for sharing your children with us for their eighth grade year at BASA. I'm certain that we also have some families who submitted applications for your child to join us for their ninth grade year. And so you may be brand new to BASA. We will be talking about some opportunities that you'll have coming up to learn more about the daily logistics of how students eat and are transported to BASA and all sorts of other logistical things. A little bit later in this meeting, we'll share the opportunities that you have to learn about that. So thank you again. Thank you very much for joining us here virtually. So we do have an agenda, and as you can tell, we have lots of things to cover, but I do want to point out that this recording will be available on YouTube and our website and several other places after the meeting. So you will have access to pause and rewind, watch again, any parts that you need to. So we're going to start out with some welcomes and introductions. Then we'll look at the BASA High School daily schedule. We'll talk about our crew program, which is very important. It's the center of everything that we do at BASA. We'll talk about academic courses and course requirements, our support programs that are available to make sure that all students are able to achieve success. I love talking about our AP and our early college opportunities, which allow students to get college credit while still in high school. I also love to talk about the magnet programs, the mini magnet programs that we have available to our high school students at BASA. We'll talk about the registration process and change requests. Many of those steps are happening right now, and so it's a very timely discussion. Dr. Murphy, our counselor, will be sharing information with you about a high school transcript. You're getting ready for something new, an adjustment in which your high school transcript has began, and that obviously has lots of implications for you in terms of college, scholarships, and other areas. And then I want to share two events with you that we don't have dates for because we're not quite sure if we can hold out a little bit longer and maybe do something in person if we wait until late in the summer. But those events are the High School 101 meeting and our new student orientation. I also would like to point out that at the top right of this slide, you'll see if you have any questions, if you go to this link and just type it in your web address, bit.ly/BASA VOQ. That stands for Virtual Orientation Questions. So again, bit.ly/BASA VOQ. Miss Watts is here with us, and she will intervene if any timely questions come up that would be good for the good of the group. If you submit individual questions, that's fine too. We will respond to you by email so that we're sure to get you the information that you need. We have a few introductions. First off, I am very privileged and proud to serve as the principal at BASA. My name's Dr. Simpson. We have Miss Watts, who is one of our assistant principals. Miss Watts, can you give us a wave?
Hi there. Good evening.
All right. Mr. Lathan Poozer is another assistant principal and our athletic director.
Good evening, everyone.
We have Dr. Cheryl Guy, who is our Magnet and Academy coordinator.
Hi, everybody.
And last but certainly not least is Dr. Cindy Murphy, our school counselor.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
All right. Thank you all for being here. I know it's difficult to do on a Monday night, but I really appreciate y'all taking time to ensure that our students and families have the information that they need to prepare for next school year. So with that said, we have a video here for you. Our students do a great job, and in fact, they do a much better job than I do of telling about BASA, who we are, what we stand for, and what makes our school and campus unique. So I am going to play this video. I'm going to apologize in advance because earlier this evening we had a rising 8th grade orientation and there was some video lag, but as I understand it, you can still hear what they're saying. You will have a copy of this presentation shared with you after our meeting. So I really encourage you to go back and watch this if it doesn't play just right on your computer.
I chose to come to BASA because I knew I wanted to go down the medical field for my future, and so this offered me a unique opportunity to be able to prepare myself for that.
I saw an opportunity to be a part of a brand new school and organization that I most likely would not have gotten anywhere else.
It's an amazing school. I saw it for the first time and I was like, wow. I chose to come to BASA because of the pathway that I chose, and I chose the fine art pathway because music has been something that I've loved since I was a little kid.
It seemed like a really cool opportunity since I want to be in the performing arts as my career.
Well, I felt this was a better opportunity for art school in my life.
I chose to come to BASA for dance performing arts.
I just instantly saw an opportunity because I could come here and I could focus on what I wanted to do.
I think the atmosphere is great here. The teachers are really good. Everything is just cleaner, you know, like the layout is good. It's like a mini college almost.
There's a lot more opportunities that you couldn't get going to any other normal high school.
Students should choose BASA because it focuses on their future careers, and instead of just teaching them everything, that they really, just the basics of everything, where they can actually learn extensive knowledge.
Everybody who's here wants to be here, and it just completely changes the environment.
I love coming here.
The pathway that I chose is healthcare sciences.
I'm part of the cross-country team and the soccer team.
I chose the healthcare pathway because I want to be a vet when I grow up.
I'm in audio and visual and culinary.
I love engineering and math and science and technology, and I can all just have it in one package by going the STEM pathway.
I would like to be involved in Beta and the soccer club.
I chose the healthcare pathway because I'm interested in going into the nursing field.
I'm actually involved in dance club, and I enjoy doing it.
I chose the healthcare pathway because I love being able to help people and see people grow.
We're hoping to start a gymnastics team.
I'm currently doing the HOSA healthcare program. I'm in the yearbook club for the school and the competitive cheerleading.
Junior Beta club, and I'm in drama club.
I'm on the cross-country team and a part of HOSA.
I myself wanted to become a veterinarian, and I heard that they had a good medical group, so instantly it was a win for me.
My favorite thing about BASA is probably how organized and productive everything here is, because I've been to other schools and it isn't as neatly put together as it is here.
But I'd have to say the community. Everyone here is just ready to learn, and no one's doing too much of none. So, and it's really fun here.
I really like that there's not a lot of people here, so it's a very intimate setting.
I really like how we have the different career pathways, and you can choose that and use that for your classes, and it prepares you for your future career.
I have really good teachers. Miss Ridgway is probably my favorite teacher.
I love the layout of the campus. It's so beautiful, and I like that it's more set up like a college rather than a high school.
I can never say enough how much I love the environment here.
My favorite thing about BASA is the fact that they include everyone.
My favorite thing about BASA is probably the students and the teachers. They're
way better than any other school that I've been to.
The smaller classes allow you to have more opportunity to bring your grades up and to have a better understanding of the material that you're learning.
Dance. I love dancing. So I look forward to in class to come to dance.
There's a lot more freedom than you would get going to a normal high school.
Compared to my own middle school, BASA has more freedom.
And I love it so much. I love the fact that people actually want to be here and they're coming willing to learn and they want to know things, not to mess around.
I could do so many different things here that I would just love to look at. I mean, I can learn to weld, I can learn to be a carpenter, anything.
It's about what you want to do with your life and how you're going to do in the future.
It helps you find yourself in ways that I never thought it could.
I think you would agree that our students did a really great job of capturing, again, what BASA is, how we're unique, and what we stand for. So very proud of them. Do that every time. So now I'd like to provide just a daily overview of what the experience looks like at BASA for a high school student. So you will see on the right, we have breakfast and announcements at 7:30. Our innovation block begins at 7:45, followed by first block and then second block. Our crew, which I'm sure that you've heard about if your student is currently one of our 8th graders, lasts for 30 minutes. And then we go to third block. We have lunches integrated in that. And then fourth block and then dismissal at 3:05. Our class block periods usually work out to be about 70 minutes each, but we are really fortunate to be on what's called a 4x4 block schedule in high school. What that does is it allows the students the opportunity to achieve some balance. So instead of taking 7 or some schools even 8 classes at one time, they only take 4 classes at a time. It also opens up the opportunity for them to take additional electives. And so in addition to their career tech courses, so maybe they're in the biomedical science magnet, they take those courses because they pertain to their areas of career interest. They can also then take maybe chorus or one of our other fine arts courses in order to really broaden their horizons. So the 4x4 block schedule is really a great thing for our students. We also, at 7:45, as you see, we have the innovation block period, and that's where students are able to try something new and get additional help that they need in class. They're also able to engage in project-based learning experiences with their teachers. So we use that in a variety of different ways. We've gone through several different iterations this year, trying new things to find the perfect fit for our students. And we'll continue doing that this year in order to make that time as beneficial for our students as possible. Also, our students have the opportunity to pursue these amazing magnet pathways, which we'll be talking about in just a few moments, but they really can pursue what they're interested in, what they're passionate about, but also the things on top of that that they want to pursue for college and career. Many times those things overlap, but not always. Our students also can take dual enrollment courses. We're sort of like a college campus here, where students can take high school academic courses and also high school electives courses, CTAE courses, but then walk right next door to Sims Academy and take some dual enrollment courses as well. You see this cat that just will not get out of the camera, and I apologize for that. One other thing that I wanted to mention with the 4x4 block schedule is that we try really hard to balance the academics and the magnets elective. So what I mean by that is we will not ask your child to take 4 academic courses at the same time in the same semester. Instead, we try to balance those out so they take maybe 2 academics in the fall and 2 electives, and then a different 2 academics in the spring, as well as 2 electives. So I do want to take this moment to pause and remind you, if you have any questions about any of this information that have popped in your mind, please visit that bit.ly/BASA VOQ link in order to ask that. It can be a group question that would be good for everyone, or it can be an individual question, and we will respond to you by email. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Murphy to talk about crew and also find an alternate location for my cat.
Good evening, everyone. I think it's fitting that we start off talking about crew, because crew is really one of the centerpieces of our school. It's really the heartbeat of our school, and it's so important to all of us. So if you are new to our school, crew is really our advisement. And we really feel like that this is so important, because we want every student to feel like that they have a place, and that every student feels like that they belong someplace. Our 8th grade students right now have crew leaders that they've been working with this year, getting to know, and are in crews with other 8th grade students. Generally, our crews are about 10 to 12 students with their crew leader or their advisor. As we move to 9th grade, our crews will change. Our 8th graders will graduate from their 8th grade crews and will move to the high school crews. So they will move into the high school crews, which they will stay in until they're a senior. So they will stay with their same group of peers with their crew leader all the way through to graduation. And really, crew, we do a lot of different things. We meet every day from 11:30 to 12. Talk about different things each day. I'm sure your student may have said something to you. And now my cat is also up here talking to me. So, but anyway, we will, in crew, we do social emotional lessons. We give out information that needs to go out to the school as far as any kind of business that we have. We do all of those different things through crew. But as I said, your crew will be changing in 9th grade, and you will be moving up to a high school crew, which you will stay with until you graduate.
Thank you, Dr. Murphy. All right, so we are going to talk about the academic courses that are available to our students beginning in the 9th grade. Like any other high school in our state, our students are taking courses that align with the Georgia Standards of Excellence and those that satisfy the state requirements for a high school diploma. So the difference is not in what courses our students take rather, and it's not in what they learn. The standards are the same. How BASA is different is how the students learn. So our focus is really on preparing them for 21st century success in college and careers through things such as technology integration and innovative learning opportunities, project-based learning opportunities where they're able to communicate and collaborate with each other. So you certainly, when you walk through any classroom at BASA, there are times where students are in their desks listening to their teachers go through material. But that time is certainly less than in a traditional setting. Instead, we prefer for our students to be active learners where they are solving problems together, creating things together, producing quality work, because those skills are transferable. So, for example, the time that our students spend collaborating, we collaborated on this presentation. And so that is a skill that even when they graduate from high school, they graduate from college, that is really going to be important for their long-term success. Another key factor at BASA is that our students have access to magnet programs that are really state-of-the-art in art and design, biomedical science, which is healthcare science, hospitality and culinary arts, media arts, performing arts, and STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Our students also have a great expanded access to college courses available at Lanier Technical College, as well as Sims Academy of Innovation and Technology. So between all of these things, with our students learning differently and in a more engaging way, in our academic courses to having a lot of access to really great magnet programs that will prepare them for college and career success in that area, plus these really excellent dual enrollment opportunities. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that BASA students have more opportunities than any other high school in the state of Georgia, if not the Southeast or even the nation, based on what we're able to offer them through the support of our school system. So Dr. Murphy, could you tell us about the graduation requirements and also kind of how those lead up to how it's determined what grade level, a student is actually in?
Sure. So as you see here, we have some graduation requirements, which is, as you start high school, we have classes that are going to be required. And as you see, we have 24 total credits that are going to be required to graduate. Each class that you take is worth 1 credit. So in the fall, as a ninth grader, you'll have an opportunity to earn 4 credits. And in the spring, you'll have an opportunity to earn 4 more credits. So over that course of that freshman year, you'll have an opportunity to earn 8 credits. And then there's different requirements in different areas. So in language art or English, you have to have 4 credits over the course of the time that you're in high school, which really just kind of breaks down to 9th grade English, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. You'll have different classes that you can take at different levels, but really you have to have 4 credits in English. Math, same thing. You'll have to have 4 credits of math that you must pass over the course of the time that you're in high school. But there's certain requirements of certain things that are required, like Algebra 1 would be a credit. And then you'll take geometry, algebra 2, and then a senior class for math, which we'll go over that more in detail later. I just wanted to give you the gist of what credits you need. Science, same thing. 4. Social studies, 4 credits over the time that you're in high school. The CTAE, which is the career technical classes, world languages or fine arts, you have to have 3 credits there. So world languages could be Spanish 1, 2, and 3, and that would take care of that area on your transcript. Or if you take CTAE classes and you take the 3 classes to finish a pathway, that would take care of that as well. You're also going to need 1 health and PE credit, and that is the only PE class that you would have to take in high school that's required. We may be offering other PE classes, but that is the one that is required that you have to take. The next, you'll have 4 electives that you have to have. So it totals out to be 24 credits, but over the time you're in high school, you'll have an opportunity to earn up to 32 credits over those 4 years. So you have a little wiggle room there as far as how many that you need to actually graduate. And then you can see there is our promotion requirements. So to become a 10th grader, you have to earn at least 6 of the 8 credits that you're taking to be classified as a sophomore. And then in 11th grade, to be classified as a junior, you need to have 13 credits, but there's some specific things you need there. You need to have 2 English credits, 1 math credit, 1 science, and 1 social studies to move up to be a junior. And then to be a senior, you have to have 18 credits to move on to be a senior. So those are going to be things that we're going to be keeping track of as we go through our years together in high school. But it's important that you kind of know what your graduation requirements are, and we'll be talking about that extensively during CREW with a diploma worksheet where you can keep track of your own credits.
I also wanted to mention, Dr. Guy, that, Dr. Murphy, that, we have so many support systems in place that we fully expect all of our 9th through 12th grade students to earn a full 8 credits each year.
Exactly.
And so our teachers offer tutoring. We have time during innovation block where you can get support and remediation. So we really anticipate that every one of our students they're going to be able to get those 8 credits. And certainly if they're at risk for not, then we will have had a conference with you to discuss all of the options available at that point.
We will certainly be supporting all students to make sure they get their credits. The next thing is just kind of talk to you just a little bit about what courses that you'll be taking in your 9th grade year. You can see these are going to be the main options as far as your main academics and the requirements that you need. In 9th grade language arts or English, you'll have an opportunity to take either 9th grade literature or 9th grade literature honors. Math will be either Algebra 1 honors, or for those of you that were taking Algebra 1 in 8th grade and choose to receive that credit, you can start off in geometry honors. That's our math sequence. Science, it'll be either physical science, or if you've taken physical science, the high school physical science in 8th grade and received that credit, then you will start off in biology honors. Social studies will be world geography or AP Human Geography. This is the one place where you have an opportunity if you would like to take an advanced placement course. An advanced placement course is a college course that's taught in high school. At the end of that course, you'll be taking an exam, and if you make a 3 or better on the exam, then you can earn college credit for that course. So that is an opportunity for you if you're interested in that, and social studies might be a strength for you. And then the other requirement is health and physical education. As I said, you have to get 1 credit in that, and we generally try to get that credit during your 9th grade year. And then if you want to take extra PE classes, you certainly can over the course of the time in high school. With our academic choices, what you'll find is what we try to do is to do 2 academics each semester. So an example of a schedule might be that you might have 9th grade lit, Algebra 1, health and PE, and then maybe the start of your magnet pathway. Those would be your 4 classes for the fall. And then in the spring, you might have world geography, biology honors, and then you'll have a chance to have 2 electives there in the spring. So you might take the 2nd class in your magnet pathway and then have 1 elective that you might want to take. So let's say you're interested in band. So that way you could take band for 1 of those classes. And so that's how we like to set those up. Sometimes it doesn't always work that way, but we strive to make it balanced to where you have 2 academics in each semester. Again, there are some times that it doesn't work out that way, but we definitely strive to do that.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Pooser, we're going to turn it over to you to talk about our summer health and PE opportunity.
All right, thank you, Dr. Simpson. So the summer health and PE option is a great option for students who are really eager to take that PE credit, but also don't want to overload their schedule during the school year. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is that it gives them the option to free up their schedule so that they can take classes that are very specific to their pathway. And so it gives them the opportunity to maybe even, in some cases, double up on their electives, or maybe even work ahead in their academic, in their core courses, and maybe take an extra class that way. So for the past few years, the course has been offered in person. However, due to COVID-19 and the social distancing precautions, this past summer, it was offered virtually. We won't know at this time whether or not it's going to be in person or virtual, but as soon as we do, we'll definitely pass that information on to you. And the cost for that course is $55.
And I do want to point out there's a typo on this slide. So that first, just for the sake of clarity, that first bullet says that students have the option of taking health and PE online during the summer. We have not yet determined if our summer health and PE option will be in person or online. As soon as we're able to make that determination, which I anticipate may be the beginning of April-ish, we're just kind of leaving it open-ended for the current moment. But as Mr. Pooser said, this is a great opportunity to open up an elective slot and go ahead and knock out that health and PE credit over the summer. Ms. Watts, could you speak about the support programs that are available to ensure that all of our students are able to succeed at BASA?
Yes, we have a lot of support systems in place so we can make sure that all students are successful and are being supported. We have a lot of accommodations that are available for students that are written in either in their IEP or in their 504. We also have accommodations and modifications needed for ESOL students and any type of remedial education. We have a great staff that really has a passion for students and really goes over above and beyond for them, and staying after and making sure that everybody is caught up with their work and understands the curriculum and is mastering the content. So lots of stuff is in place. And if you have any questions specifically about an IEP or 504, you can email me directly, and it's laura.watts@barrow.k12.ga.us.
We absolutely do have great folks supporting students in all of these programs. So in thinking about the material that we've covered so far, Ms. Watts, are there any clarifying questions in the Google Doc that we can go ahead and address if we've already covered that topic?
Yes, sir. Let me go to that screen. Okay, so one question is, at this moment, will the bell schedule be the same next year?
Yes, that is our understanding. I'm not aware of any changes to the bell schedule. If for some reason the transportation is scheduled at the district level or anything like that, we would have to revise, but for the time being, we anticipate having the same bell schedule.
Okay. And the student is asking, can I take a language class as an elective, and can I take German? And then she also says, can I take a placement test to skip to German 2, or would I have to take German 1?
Oh, good question. So we actually have about, I think it was about 40 students maybe who are interested in taking German. So we're evaluating what options we have for offering that next year. If a student does speak a language very well, then you are able to take an exemption test. And oh, Miss Watts, your cat is now in the photo. So we've got a lot of cats hanging around. So the way that you would do that is to reach out to our counselor, Dr. Murphy, and that's cindy.murphy@barrow.k12.ga.us. Her contact information is also on our website, and just let her know that you would like to test out and explore your options for doing so, and she can inform you about the process. So the short answer to your question is we may offer German. It may not be on your course plan now, but when we get to talk about the registration process a little bit later, and I talk about writing in a different course request, then I would just encourage you to write in German at that time.
Okay. The next one is, how do gifted classes affect your high school credits and school subject?
Oh, good question. So in the high school grades, we serve our gifted learners through honors and AP courses. So both students identified as gifted and students not identified as gifted are taking those honors and AP courses, but that is the way that we serve our gifted students. Dr. Murphy will be talking very briefly about how your high school transcript starts now a little bit later in this presentation. And one thing she will mention is class rank, including valedictorian, salutatorian, and honor graduates. And so in calculating for those graduation honors, certain courses, including AP, honors, and dual enrollment, receive different weighting. And so students are incentivized from a graduation GPA standpoint to take those honors and AP courses as well.
Let's see. My son is interested in getting his AA during high school. Is there a plan to achieve that with dual enrollment to earn their degree? And if so, what is that plan?
Oh, that's first off, let me just tell you that is a wonderful goal. And I would be very excited to have your child walk across the stage about 4 years from now and earn his high school diploma, but also be celebrated for earning his associate's degree. I think that's just wonderful. The state of Georgia will pay for 30 semester hours for high school students to take dual enrollment courses. As you are aware, an associate's degree is typically around 60 hours. After the 30 hours expire, with the state paying for that, you are able to self-pay for the remaining hours. So we will be happy to talk more about that with you. Dr. Murphy can speak more with you about it, but we also have the county or the district's dual enrollment coordinator on campus as well. So please, will you put your information in that spreadsheet? So we'll reach out to you and get you some more information about self-pay for the remaining 30 hours. Great question.
And we have a question about welding. It just says, what about welding and such?
Yes, I love it. So we actually have right now the inaugural Kubota welding cohort going on. And that group, we have 11 students in the cohort. It's through Sims Academy, but we do have, I think, a couple of BASA students enrolled in that program. It's a one-year program. They will earn 2 technical certificates of credit. And we actually were able to work with Kubota to provide over $500 worth of equipment and supplies to every member of that cohort. That's $500 that welding students typically have to purchase on their own. And so we were really excited to be able to offer that. So I encourage you to go to the Sims Academy website. It is simsacademyit.org. And there is a lot of information on welding. Just mouse over programs, click on welding. It has the courses. There's a video there that you can watch where we interviewed some welders and talked about careers, but also the linear tech representatives. So great opportunities available. The last time we ran one of those programs, Kubota actually offered to hire all 16 of the program completers. So great opportunities available in welding.
Okay. There are 2 questions on transportation, so I'm going to skip those for now. But the next question says, what are the current language classes being offered that will continue next year?
Currently, we offer Spanish. We are looking at German. I'm not sure that we'll be able to do it, but we would certainly love to. And also computer science can count as a world language as well.
I think that's it for now.
Okay. All right. Well, we will continue onward then. So again, I love talking about AP and dual enrollment. AP stands for Advanced Placement, and that's when students take an AP class while they're in high school in preparation to take an AP exam at the end of the course. And if they earn a certain score on that exam, then they will be able to get college credit for it. Additionally, AP courses help students get into competitive or selective colleges and universities. So if your child is applying to UGA, or Georgia Tech or Emory or some other selective colleges or universities, the number of AP courses that they take while still in high school definitely affect their admission into those institutions. So these are the AP courses that we currently have on our plan to offer. So 9th grade, as Dr. Murphy mentioned, AP Human Geography. That is a great gateway course for students to learn the study habits, the analytical skills, and all sorts of other beneficial nuggets in order to prepare for future AP courses. So we really encourage students, if you ever plan to take an AP course in high school, take AP Human Geography so that you can get a strong foundation. Then in the 10th grade, we offer AP Chemistry, AP Computer Science, and AP World History. In the 11th grade, AP Music Theory, AP Physics, AP Studio Art, and AP US History. And then in 12th grade, AP Biology, Calculus, Economics, English Language, Government, and Statistics. So this is the plan for all of our AP courses. As you know, we do not have a 12th grade for next year. We will have one the following year. So by that time, our students' interests may have changed. And so we may revise this plan as necessary. But these are the overall offerings that we plan to offer this first year. This second year, now that we're going into it. So one thing to point out is this is just kind of a brainstorming list. A student may end up taking AP chemistry in 11th grade or 12th grade. Yet when they take it is not as clearly defined as this might make it look like. But I just wanted to point out for you how the options and the opportunities do increase year by year for students to take those AP courses their junior and senior year. And then we also have a lot of early college academic courses available at Sims Academy. As many of you know, Sims Academy is located just right next door to BASA. Students are able to take academic dual enrollment courses beginning in their 11th grade year. And these courses transfer or they stay at Lanier. So you could transfer them to another technical college. You could transfer them to UGA. You could transfer them to UNG. So it's a really great opportunity. We have revamped Sims Academy quite a bit for next year. So these courses will actually be taught in the Sims Academy building on the Barrow County School System calendar. So it really is just like walking next door and taking a college class, but on your high school schedule. So in language arts, we'll offer English 1101, 1102, and 2130, which are the first two are those first level, entry level English courses, and then 2130 is American literature. In math, we will offer college algebra and pre-calculus. In science, we'll focus on biology 1 and 2, and both of those include lab courses. In social sciences, we will offer world history, US history, econ, government, psychology, sociology, and public speaking. So these are the ones that are available for students from BASA and Appalachia, Winder-Barrow, and Foothills to attend. So our ultimate offerings will depend on what they sign up for, but this is what we are offering as of now for early college courses. Now, again, students are able to begin these academic courses their 11th grade year. However, we wanted you to have this information so that you and your child can start planning for that now as you're developing your child's program of study. I also love talking about the magnet programs that we offer at BASA. It's one of the several items that really sets our campus and our school apart. We have 6 magnet programs. The first is visual art and design. And so we're offering 2D and 3D visual art. We also have some electives available, such as AP Studio and Photography 1 and 2. Our students are able to take online dual enrollment courses via the Savannah College of Art and Design. Unfortunately, SCAD does not participate in the dual enrollment program, so those are self-pay, but we are able to honor the credits that you would earn through SCAD. Medical science, which is healthcare science, we offer biotechnology, sports medicine, veterinary. Students are also able to pursue their CNA, their Certified Nursing Assistant license, or Medical Admin Assistant license at Sims Academy. I also want to point out we have recently partnered with Project Lead the Way for all students in biomedical science as their core to take all 4 of these courses, including Intro to Healthcare, Essentials of Healthcare, Allied Health, and Biotechnology Innovation. Project Lead the Way is a national leader in project-based learning. And so, for example, we are expecting any day now our Anatomy in Clay set, where students will actually use clay materials to assemble a body, which is really cool because we know that our students are really into hands-on learning. And so that's what Project Lead the Way is all about. We also have a hospitality and culinary arts magnet. In that program, we have culinary arts, marketing and hospitality, and sustainable agriculture, which is farm to table. So our students grow and then cook the food in the culinary arts program. Of course, we also offer the culinary arts dual enrollment program through Sims Academy. Our media arts magnet, we have graphic design, the full service print shop, which does a lot of industry work internally for the school, but also businesses in our community. And film, we have a great film studio, excellent film instructor, where students not only learn the technology, but also the talent. The Performing Arts Magnet includes band, chorus, dance. It's the only dance program offered in the county. Drama, music technology, which is where students actually create music using a computer, a keyboard that hooks up to the computer, not like a typing keyboard, but a musical keyboard. And they're able to digitally create their own music. We're also excited to offer a guitar class, and we're working on a musical theater collaboration opportunity for next year as well. And then finally, we have our STEM Academy, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And that we're, again, partnering with Project Lead the Way on. And the majors available include architecture, computer science, cybersecurity, game design and development, robotics, and mechatronics. And through Sims Academy, we have a computer networking dual enrollment cohort where students can actually get some post-secondary credentials and dual college credits while still in high school. So those are the magnet programs that we have available. I do want to take just a brief pause from this presentation and show you on our website where you can access all of this information. So once you are on our website, if you mouse over academics, you'll see magnet programs. And for example, if I wanted to click on STEM to learn more about that program, there is a paragraph, but take a look at this STEM program of study. This has all of the courses that your student would take as part of that pathway. Of course, we'll share this presentation with you. It will also be available to you there. But you also have the teacher's contact information. So if you have any specific questions about their program, then you are most definitely welcome to reach out to them directly as well. I know that that is a lot of information, and it's a lot of information because we have so many opportunities available for our students at BASA. So everything between the many AP courses that we will eventually offer, to the many dual enrollment opportunities available for students to earn academic college credit, but also career and technical education college credit, to the magnet programs available to our students in all 6 of those magnet programs. So with that said, Ms. Watts, are there any questions that you see on the document about any of the information that I just shared?
Not directly, but I will. I missed one earlier, and they asked about 9th graders being able to do dual enrollment. So I know you mentioned that it starts in 11th grade. Do you want to clarify anything? Because I know they can take some stuff in 10th grade.
Students are able to take career and technical courses like welding, computer networking, beginning in the 10th grade. We do recommend, just because of what we've seen in the past, that most students are most successful when starting dual enrollment in the 11th or 12th grade. But if your child did want to take some of those technical courses, then they would be able to beginning in the 10th. Good question. All righty, so looking at our registration process, at present, your child's first and second semester teachers from this year are making recommendations for each of their students, so for your child, and that process ends on February the 12th. And that applies to academics and magnet courses and elective courses. So for example, if your child has Miss Lyles for ELA, then Miss Lyles is making your child's course recommendations for 9th grade ELA. And the same applies if your child is in Miss Mitchell's chorus program for one of their connections. Then Miss Mitchell is making their fine arts recommendations for next school year. So that process ends on February the 12th, coming up very soon. Then on February the 16th through the 19th, your child's crew leader will meet with them to review their 4-year graduation plan, and they'll spend a lot of time focused on just what courses they're registered for next year. So all of the teachers' recommendations have already been entered at that point. So our crew leaders will then sit down with your child. They'll look at all of the courses that were recommended. by his or her teachers, and then they will narrow it down to the 8 courses that your student would like to register for next school year. And the 8 courses, of course, includes academics, magnets, and electives. Your child will also identify 4 alternate courses. And those alternate courses are sort of like backups. Just in case one of the other electives that they signed up for is not available, what other ones would they like to take? So we do encourage our students, just make sure that any alternate you choose, you are comfortable taking, because there are certain situations where we just cannot make the schedule work for them to fit in everything that they would like to do. So actually, our current 8th grade students may start that graduation plan review and looking at those 8 courses a little bit sooner, as soon as this week, because we recognize they need a little bit more time to look through all of the courses that are available and make those decisions. Now, I don't want you to think, though, that your child is making all of the decisions for their 9th grade year, because on February the 23rd, you will receive a printed copy of your child's course requests for next year, and you will have the opportunity to make changes at that point. So, for example, if your child requested culinary arts, but later they changed their mind, or you decided that instead you would like them to take band, then you can just write those changes in on the schedule request list, and we will provide instructions so that you know exactly what to do. Please note that our teachers and crew leaders have been instructed to not change a student's level, but rather to rely on your feedback and input for that. So just giving you an example, let's say your student was recommended by their ELA teacher for 9th grade literature. You would like them to take 9th grade literature honors. On this bullet here, it's this part of the process. The student can mention to their crew leader that they would like to move up to 9th grade lit honors, but the crew leader will just let the student know, tell your parents when they receive their written copy of the requests to just write in that they would like you considered for 9th grade lit honors. We just want to make sure that any decision as weighty as that one, you are involved in it. So even if you don't have any changes to the course requests, as you'll read on the instructions document, we still need a signature, so please do send those in. If your child is a digital learner right now, you can expect that to come to you from your child's crew leader by email, and you do not have to print it and sign a hard copy, but rather you can just reply to that email again if you're receiving that digital copy, because your student is a digital learner. We do have some resources available to you, so as you're thinking about what courses you'd like your child to take, we have a program of study, which is sort of a 2-pager that goes through all of the courses and programs available here at BASA. So you're more than welcome to access this. You will have a copy of this presentation after we're finished tonight. And so the link is there. It'll also be on our website. You also have the registration guide. So if you want to learn more about, in 10th grade, our students take multicultural literature. Well, what does that mean? So you can actually go in and read the course description. We also have lots of information about graduation and other items there. After February the 26th, when you return that signed course request list, we are not able to honor any initial schedule request changes. However, in May, you will receive a copy of the actual classes that your student is going to be in. And at that opportunity, you will be able to make any changes that you wish to make. And there I have that note that if a teacher does recommend your child for an honors AP class and you wish for them to take non-honors or vice versa, you just write that in on the signature document, and we'll look at all of the data, your child's previous grades, and help make the best decision about their placement. So Dr. Murphy, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk about the hot topic. Your transcript begins now.
We wanted to take a few minutes to talk about your transcript and what that is, because as you transition from 8th grade to 9th grade, that's one of the biggest transitions that you make in your school career. And a lot changes from 8th to 9th grade, even though you're going to be in the same building. Your schedule changes, but also what changes is that your courses count. And that's what we wanted to just kind of like emphasize to you tonight. When you start in 9th grade, your transcript is really a running report card of every class that you've done in high school. And that really starts at the December of your freshman year, or if you're taking high school level classes in 8th grade, let's say the honors physical science or the honors algebra 1, and you decide to take those credits are going to be on your transcript, which means they're going to be added into your high school GPA. So it's important as you decide whether you want to take those credits to know that if you're making a 70, let's say you make a 78 in a class like that, that 78 will be averaged into your high school GPA. So very important as you go through to make good decisions for yourself, but to also know that grades are important in 9th grade. Those grades are going to follow you all the way to you being a senior. So when you apply to colleges, you apply to scholarships, you try to get into dual enrollment, all those things, those people are going to be able to look at your transcript and look at all of your grades. And just like I said, all grades matter. So every class that you take, let's say you take a class and you decide, well, I just don't really like this class and I don't want to do this. If you fail a class, that failing grade will go on your transcript. If it is something, let's say like biology, you'll have to retake that class. And so the failing grade, along with when you retake it and pass it, those grades will all be on your transcript. So important to really take those things really seriously, because a transcript can really determine what your options are going forward. Because if you have a low GPA, which is going to be your grade point average of all the classes that you've taken, that's going to impact your ability to get into certain selective colleges. It's going to impact your ability to get scholarships. It's going to impact your HOPE GPA. So as you look at your transcript in December of your freshman year, that's really when your GPA will begin. That's also when your HOPE GPA will begin, at the Christmas of that freshman year. And each year after each semester, your GPA and your transcript will change. What we do is once we get grades, we upload them to your transcript and we upload them to the Georgia Future site where you can see your HOPE GPA. So there's no need to go in and look at it multiple times, because there's nothing that's going to be on a transcript until the end of every semester. But it is important to keep track of what your GPA is and what your class rank is. And both of those things are going to be available on your transcript. Again, they will not change, but 2 times a semester. They'll change at Christmas and they'll change at the end of the year, but on your transcript, they will be there. Class rank is determined by your grades, and it's also determined by the weighting of the classes. Honors classes, AP classes, dual enrollment classes have more weight, which impacts your GPA. Those things will be listed on your transcript, but it's very important that you keep track of that. Watch your transcript, make sure that everything is correct on your transcript. I'll be going over those things with you to make sure and looking at things to where we can maybe make some improvements depending on what your goals are in the future. But it is so, so important that you know that every grade starting in 9th grade will follow you forward. And just as I said, it's important because of college admissions. It's important because of scholarships and HOPE. Your 3.0 needs to be your GPA for HOPE, 3.7 for the Zell Miller Scholarship. Also for dual enrollment opportunities, there's a lot of GPA requirements that you need to be able to do certain dual enrollment opportunities. And then again, your graduation status, valedictorian, salutatorian, honor graduates are all based on the grades that you receive and your class rank. We'll talk more about this in another session, but I just wanted to give you a quick overview and make sure that you understand how important it is to take grades seriously moving forward.
All right, Mr. Pooser.
All right, thank you, Dr. Simpson. So athletics and activities at BASA. Currently at BASA, we offer 12 Georgia High School Association or GHSA sanctioned athletic programs. And for a school that's similar to, for schools that are similar in design to us, we offer twice or almost twice the number of athletic programs. So that's something that we are very proud of, that we're very excited about for our school. Students are eligible to participate in all of our JV programs in the 9th grade. And currently, all of our sports programs, except for esports and gymnastics, are competing at the junior varsity level. I'm happy to say that BASA Athletics thus far in its first year has already set a great standard for excellence for athletics for the future. Just recently, our soccer teams participated or had a game at Victor Lloyd Park, our home field, versus Jasper County. And our girls team tied, and our boys team defeated Jasper County 8-0. Also, our competitive dance team competed in the Macintosh Dance Invitational this past weekend in Peachtree City and won first place in their category. So we, in a very short time, have really made a name for ourselves around the state when it comes to athletics, and we, want to continue that trend going into the future. So all of our students have an opportunity to be a part of our phenomenal athletic programs and really just have a great experience and just to learn from our great coaches that we have. We anticipate that our athletic programs will be participating at the varsity level by the school year 2022-23. So by the time our current 10th graders will become seniors, we're hoping that a good bit of our programs will be at the varsity level. And for those students who are not necessarily interested in participating in any of our athletic programs, we do have student activities and student clubs that cater to your specific interests. And so we have a huge list of activities and clubs that we offer here at BASA. But if there's a chance that something that is of your interest is not offered currently, you have the opportunity to organize and collaborate with me to make that happen. And so what that'll look like is, simply finding a faculty member who will be willing to sponsor that club of your interest. And then that faculty sponsor collaborating with me so that we can figure out how to make that a part of our campus and a part of our culture. And that is it for athletics. The next slide, and I know we're not quite there yet. The next slide just talks about our athletic booster club. And the Booster Club is simply an organization that is supporting our athletic program. So we are very excited that we will be offering or conducting, our membership drive within the next month or so. And so we'll have a lot more information that'll be sent out to parents and to students and other community members very soon. But definitely want to give you a list of contact information. All of the different officers for our Booster Club is there for you. So if you have any questions about membership, about volunteering, about any type of corporate sponsors or anything like that, feel free to reach out to any one of those members.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Pooser. We do have two more opportunities to share with you. So number one is a high school 101 meeting. We will be hosting that this spring. And that's for, we'll have different sessions for our 9th and 10th grade families, and then a separate one for our 11th and 12th grade families. We'll be covering all sorts of academic information that you need to know about, including, as Dr. Murphy mentioned, class rank and Hope Scholarship, PSAT opportunities, dual enrollment, just to make sure that you know all about the high school experience and from an academic standpoint, what you need to know as a student and as a parent. So please stay tuned for dates and details on that. Again, we're holding firm to the idea that hopefully if it's later in the semester, we may be able to offer that in person. Also, for new students, for rising ninth graders who are coming to us from other schools, we will be hosting a new student orientation over the summer. And that's when you'll learn everything that you need to start out on a good note. So that includes meals, transportations, bell schedules, all of those logistical things that you need to know about. We, again, are not quite sure if that will be an in-person or a digital experience. We're just holding out to see how the COVID situation evolves, but we will share dates and details as soon as possible. I do want to put in this plug for our yearbook for our current 8th grade students. This is the first ever BASA yearbook, and any student can order. We are doing pre-orders right now. There's a URL of how it can be purchased. Your child can also see Miss Hartness. She's downstairs in the BASA Academic Building for information about purchasing a yearbook. That's a sneak peek of the cover. It looks really great. It's going to be a piece of BASA history, so we want to ensure that as many students as possible purchase that. So if you haven't purchased yours, please do that as soon as possible so that you can have those photos and those memories of your child's 8th grade year at BASA. So with that said, we are just 8 minutes over, which I think is okay because you can watch this recording a little bit later. Ms. Watts, do you want to go through any group level questions that we have?
Yes, as you were talking, I answered a lot of them individually, but I did want to ask for the good of the group. There are 2 questions about transportation. One says, will the bus schedule be different?
It appears that Ms. Watts froze.
Says, will the bus schedule have their own?
I heard will the bus schedule be different, and then something came after it. And she's frozen.
You froze again. Okay, so the question is, you ready?
Yes.
Will the bus schedule be the same, and will BASA buses take the students home in the afternoon? Will that change?
So I do not know of any changes to the bus schedule, the transportation schedule, and it's my understanding that students will continue to ride a shuttle in the afternoon to either Appalachia or Winder Barrow and then home. The morning buses will continue to bring students directly from their home to BASA, but any changes that the district implements between now and August of next year, as soon as we know about it, we will share it with you as well. All right, Ms. Watts, so I see that you are frozen, perhaps again. So if you did ask any questions in that document, then Ms. Watts is responding to you by email. Please feel free to continue entering questions. You could also reach out to us directly, and we will be happy to answer anything that's on your mind. You know, one thing that keeps coming up at these orientations and just as we're advising students is there are so many opportunities available. How do I ever choose? And the great thing is that you are on a block schedule, so you get more opportunities to take magnet and elective courses than many students do in high school. So we encourage our students to take multiple pathways. So again, if you're interested in going into healthcare, excellent, we offer that opportunity. But if you're equally as passionate about singing and chorus, even if you don't want to pursue that as a career, maybe you do, but maybe you don't, then you can take both. And that's a great part about BASA and the Innovation Campus as a whole. It's a great opportunity for your students. I hope that you have really enjoyed your child being in our 8th grade program. If you have any questions or ideas about feedback, about how we can continue getting better, I encourage you to share those with us. We will close out of this orientation with the same way that we close out the morning announcements every morning. At BASA, we follow the I-CARE framework: integrity, community, accountability, respect, and excellence. Go Blazers!